We've been playing Skyrim non-stop for 13 years, and we never get bored. Why would we? The Skyrim modding community has been tirelessly working for years to keep the game up to date with modern technological standards and provide a more immersive experience. Modlist, Skyrim, Nordic Souls, Eldergleam, and many more. A while ago, I decided to change the mod list I had been using for a long time and chose Eldergleam as my new mod list. My main goal was to modernize the graphics and simplify the user interface without interfering too much with the lore of the game. At the same time, I was tired of dealing with FPS drops. Think about it. You're using a 3060 graphics card and an i9 processor, yet experiencing FPS drops while playing Skyrim, even with mods, can be quite disheartening. For this reason, I decided to switch from my previous mod pack, Modlist, at least until its new version 6 is released, and opted for Eldergleam. In this video, I'll discuss why we should choose Eldergleam, its advantages, and what it offers us. Let's dive into these questions together. Let's start with the character creation screen. For many players, this part of Skyrim mod packs holds critical importance. Modern games tend to capture players' interest by offering extensive options and realism in their character creation screens. Similarly, one of the great aspects of modding in Skyrim is the flexibility it provides to customize your game. For example, with the Eldergleam mod pack, you can effortlessly apply different body slide presets to your character. This allows you to tweak appearances to your liking and even extend these changes to NPCs. It's incredibly straightforward to use and significantly enhances the sense of immersion in the game. Additionally, the added physics bring a level of realism that's hard to overlook, making the experience even more engaging. So, you might be wondering, what exactly is the Eldergleam mod pack and who is it designed for? To put it simply, Eldergleam is an excellent starting point for players who want high-quality graphics and a seamless experience right out of the box. We all know that building a mod list from scratch can take forever, especially when you need to ensure every mod works perfectly together. In fact, this process can drag on so long that you might find yourself stuck in an endless cycle of modding Skyrim without ever actually finishing the game. I've talked about the addictive nature of modding in some of my previous videos. Eldergleam takes the hard work off your shoulders, combining some of the best textures and models into a ready-to-play base, making it the perfect solution for players who want to skip the hassle and dive straight into the adventure. But it doesn't stop there. This pack also includes features that bring the game into a more next-gen territory. For instance, animations like MCO are integrated to enhance third-person gameplay, especially for melee combat. Sure, it's not exactly vanilla, but it adds so much depth and fluidity to the experience. And the best part? If MCO isn't your style, it's easy to disable and swap out without breaking your game. The Eldergleam mod pack is incredibly user-friendly, especially for those new to modding. It's designed to be customizable, allowing you to adjust the setup to your preferences through an installer. Whether you're a seasoned modder or taking your first steps into the modding world, the Eldergleam mod pack provides a solid foundation while leaving plenty of room for personal tweaks. In this video, I won't go into detail about how to install Eldergleam. There are already plenty of tutorials on YouTube for that. I used Wabbajack for a smooth installation process and didn't encounter any issues along the way. That said, I should mention that I purchased Nexus Premium to make the process even more convenient. In summary, the Eldergleam mod pack offers a visually stunning and immersive experience. Its high level of customizability means it can adapt and evolve alongside your preferences. This provides a flexibility that's not often seen in many mod packs. Honestly, I found this aspect quite impressive. Let's take a moment to appreciate the visuals in this modded Skyrim experience. It's around 9 AM in-game and the lighting looks absolutely stunning. We're using Cabbage ENB as the default setting, which is a solid choice for enhancing the game's atmosphere. What's great is that the Eldergleam mod pack gives you other ENB options as well, so you can tweak the visuals to match your preferences. One of the standout details is the texture work. For example, if you look at the wolves, they have a fluffy, more lifelike appearance. And that's not all. Features like dynamic dodge add another layer of fluidity to gameplay, making combat smoother and more engaging. Now, let's talk perks. The mod pack keeps things fairly vanilla in this area. Some players prefer perk overhauls like Simon Rim or Enei Rim, but Eldergleam keeps it simple, leaving those choices up to you. That flexibility is part of what makes this pack special. You can easily add your favorite mods to personalize the experience. Of course, before adding any extra content, make sure to read the instructions provided with the mod pack. You don't want to run into crash issues later on. Honestly, I dealt with this problem a lot while using Nulvis, mostly due to my own mistakes. The overall vibe is like playing an updated version of Skyrim. It's familiar but with significant upgrades. For example, the rooftops have a more Nordic look thanks to the integration of Base Object Swapper. This tool applies Nordic textures dynamically to any mods that use vanilla farmhouse roofs, giving everything a cohesive and immersive aesthetic. And the textures? They're breathtaking, especially when running the game in 4K. The level of detail is impressive and brings Skyrim closer to feeling like a modern title while retaining its iconic charm. However, I can't guarantee that you won't experience FPS drops. With my 3060 graphics card, I've seen frame rates drop to 30 FPS during certain weather conditions. Under normal circumstances, though, I typically play at 60 frames per second. Eldergleam isn't just about improving graphics, it's about enhancing the entire experience while still leaving room for you to customize and make it your own. One of the standout mods in this setup is the improved alternate conversation camera. It changes the way dialogue feels by zooming into NPCs' faces during conversations, similar to how Starfield handles its dialogue system. If you want to try it, it's as simple as enabling first-person mode in the settings. It's such a small tweak, but it adds a lot to immersion. Another highlight is the tree mod Fade Forest. It's a personal favorite because it gives Skyrim's landscapes a lush, fantasy-like feel. Places like Riverwood feel like they're genuinely nestled deep in the woods, bringing that quintessential Skyrim charm while enhancing the atmosphere. Plus, the performance holds up impressively well. Captain Panda mentions that working on the grass for Eldergleam was one of the most time-consuming tasks. As you play the game, you'll see just how much attention was given to this aspect. Personally, Skyrim's countryside has always captivated me, and with the graphical enhancements Eldergleam brings, this impact has been taken to the next level. Riding a horse through the fields, running toward the sunset, especially with Skyrim's legendary music playing in the background, creates an entirely unique and unforgettable experience. Speaking of details, let's talk about the textures. With parallax effects enabled, everything looks almost three-dimensional, as if it's popping right out of the screen. It's a game changer for bringing depth to surfaces and making Skyrim feel modern, and mods like Lux take it further by enhancing interior lighting, giving spaces a realistic and atmospheric glow. For example, you'll notice how candles don't fully illuminate a room, keeping that cozy, moody vibe. NPC appearances also get a makeover with mods like Pandorable NPCs and Modpocalypse. Sure, some players feel these make NPCs look too polished, but hey, if you're going to interact with them regularly, why not make them look their best? Hair physics are another neat touch. They add a subtle realism that goes a long way in making the world feel alive. Lastly, let's talk about the golden hour for screenshots. If you want those perfect cinematic shots, aim for early mornings around 7 to 8 a.m. for sunrise, or evenings around 5 to 6 p.m. for sunset. The lighting during these times is unbeatable, especially with mods that make windows emit soft light, adding a realistic touch to structures. One of the features that makes the Eldergleam mod pack stand out is its use of Elden Rim animations as a base, created by Black and Smooth. The animations are just as the creator's name suggests, smooth and fluid. If you're not entirely sold on the Elden Rim style, don't worry. It serves as a foundation, and you can easily layer other animations on top of it. For instance, you can add combat moves inspired by For Honor or other custom sets for even more variety. The flexibility is a major highlight. While exploring the cities, we took a stroll through Solitude, and the results were truly impressive. The textures breathe new life into the environment. The iconic road leading to Whiterun's marketplace has never looked more realistic thanks to the enhanced textures. What's great about Eldergleam is that it doesn't make drastic changes to the cities. Of course, this doesn't mean there aren't noticeable improvements in the city textures and graphics. This approach appeals to me for two main reasons. First, it stays faithful to the Elder Scrolls lore. Second, by refining the texture quality and atmospheric lighting, it delivers a much more modern and polished look. Eldergleam's restraint in city overhauls also means you can easily add mods like JK's Skyrim, provided you apply the necessary patches correctly. That said, let me remind you, make sure to carefully check mod requirements and read through the descriptions before diving in. Doing so will save you from a lot of potential issues. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a like would mean a lot, as it helps the channel grow. A special thank you to my amazing Patreon supporters. Your contributions make this possible. You can also make a one-time support by buying me a coffee from the link below. Until next time,